Hello, my name is Nathan Muckerath, a registered dietitian here at the hospital. Could you verify your name and date of birth for me?
Mitchell Fagan, date of birth 8/15/1971.
Thank you, Mitchell. Now I heard one of your friends call you Mitch. Is it okay if I call you that?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. It's nice to meet you, Mitch. I'm here to help you manage your diabetes and work with you to develop a plan that supports your overall health. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a rough couple of days with the hospital stay.
How are you feeling today? These events must be stressful managing everything with your recent health.
Bit overwhelmed, honestly. I didn't think things were that bad until I ended up in the hospital.
Well, that's why I'm here and why we're here at the hospital to help you manage that stress that comes with these changes to improve your quality of life. During today's session, I'd like to get to know more about your eating habits, physical activity, and any challenges you've had managing your diabetes. We'll also discuss some steps that could help you improve your blood sugar and support weight loss, if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, I definitely need help with that.
Throughout the session, I'll ask you for your thoughts, and we can adjust things as needed to make sure it feels manageable for you. Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's start with a typical day of eating. What does that look like for you? Can you walk me through your meals?
In the mornings, I usually have a cup of coffee with half and half and sugar, but only sometimes if I feel like it. Around mid-morning, I have a bagel with cream cheese, with 2 to 3 cups of coffee. For lunch, I usually get a sandwich from Jimmy John's, chips, and a diet soda. Dinners are all over the place. Some nights I'll cook a meal, but other times I'll order takeout or go out to eat. It really depends on my mood.
It sounds like your meals can vary quite a bit, especially at dinner. When you go out to eat, do you find it easy to make healthy choices?
Not really. If I'm eating out, I usually go all out, especially when I'm out with my friends.
So I'm hearing socialization is very important to you at dinner time with your meals. Is that correct?
Yes. I like to try, different ethnic foods such as, like Chinese, Mexican, or Indian sometimes. Those are usually my favorite types of foods when I'm eating out.
Nice. Those are actually some of my favorite too. A wide variety of food often signals an open mind. Would you say you're an open-minded person?
I would say so. I try my best not to judge anything until I've tried it.
I know you're often busy and finding time for yourself is hard. Do you participate in any physical activity? Or are you getting exercise or movement throughout the week?
I was active in the military and held a routine for a while, but I have not felt up to it as much of late.
Would you mind telling me how you feel, walking me through maybe why you don't feel as physically active or just things going on?
Sure. Feeling fatigued, just not well, no motivation.
Are these feelings in general or just related to the physical activity aspect that I asked
Just in
about?
general. Yeah, just in general.
Okay. A large part of feeling better, at least especially for diabetes and conditions like diabetes, is managing the diagnosis. Could you tell me what you know about diabetes? Has anybody sat down with you at all?
I don't know much. No one told me anything. I do know my mom had it.
Would you mind if I give you an overview of diabetes, or at least type 2 diabetes and how we can manage it?
Sure.
Now, upon discussing diabetes, if you start to feel overwhelmed or have any thoughts, that you would like me to hear, please let me know.
Okay, I will.
So, type 2 diabetes is a collection of genetics and lifestyle choices. It is a part of insulin resistance. So, as you begin to eat significantly a lot, or more than what your body requires, you can put on weight. This leads to insulin resistance. Not saying that by putting on weight, it is the person's fault because there is genetic and hormone factors at play and things that we cannot control. But part of diabetes management is taking the medication, such as medications you're initially given with glycyrrhide and metformin. Those are usually metformin being the first line of defense for diabetes, for people with diabetes. to ensure their insulin is produced at a sustained rate. Glycyrrhide is a sulfonylureas second generation, which also helps with insulin being produced by the pancreas, especially since your C-peptide came back perfectly fine. So, or at least came back at a rate to which verifies that your body still produces insulin. Now, I am going to share a couple of handouts with you throughout your email, incorporating insulin management, medication importance, and tips for meal planning and activity. And would you just let me know if you received those? I received sent those a couple minutes ago.
Yes, I have received those.
So from what I've shared, a few areas we could focus on are balancing meals to manage blood sugar, working towards weight loss, and keeping track of your medications. Which areas do you feel most important to you right now?
Probably the blood sugar part. I really want to get that under control before things get worse.
I think that's definitely a good starting point, especially when we start taking our medication regularly. We can assess your new weight point and your new set point for your body as your body adjusts to a new hormone, new endocrine system balance. That way we can actually assess how you feel and what you do, and that way we can see and get you back into maybe physical activity, especially since hopefully part of this management is to make you more motivated and healthy and improve your quality of life. Can you tell me about what feels challenging to you when it comes to managing your meals, especially at dinner?
It's tough because I get tired by the end of the day and cooking feels like so much effort. I end up eating out more than I should.
That makes sense. What do you think would make it easier to make some changes to your dinner routine?
Maybe if I had some quick, healthier options at home to bring to work, but I'm not really sure where to start.
Now, I did see in your food diary, you said you normally eat a sandwich at lunch, especially Jimmy John's, excuse me. Can we incorporate a type of sandwich wrap or salad at work that could be meal preps, just tuna, chicken salad, chicken breast wrap, turkey wrap? How does that sound? We can also adjust these as needed.
It sounds okay. I think I could do that.
These are just some ideas that came to mind. Like I previously said, we can always work on refining them to suit your taste for that day and mix different flavor profiles and cuisines. And we may could even work on a low carb Indian entree, different Chinese options, and even what to actually get when you eat out and what some of the healthier options are. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ready do you feel to start working on some small changes to your meals or activity levels?
I'd say maybe a 6.
What makes you say six instead of a lower number?
I know that I need to do it, and I feel motivated, but I'm just not sure how consistent I'll be.
It sounds like you're motivated. So let's stick to just one thing that we can possibly change and just work on there. And then let's build up what we can change as time goes on. But the idea of staying consistent feels overwhelming right now, is also what I'm hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely.
That's completely understandable given everything that you've been through. We can take things one step at a time to make it easier. Now, would it be okay if I share some ideas on how to balance your meals to help with your blood sugar?
Yeah, that would help.
One way to manage your blood sugar is by spreading carbohydrates evenly throughout the day. For example, you could aim to 3 to 4 carb exchanges, 45 to 50 grams at breakfast, and 4 to 5 exchanges, 60 to 75 grams at lunch and dinner. So basically, in that handout that I sent, one of the handouts I sent was a carbohydrate exchange list. We'll go over this as we follow up. I don't want you to get too overwhelmed right now with it, but basically, one exchange of carbohydrate is 15 grams. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at that next follow up, but I just want you to work on small changes for right now that suit you. And work on medication adherence and or medication, taking the medication as prescribed, and then report back any challenges that you find. Um, so what challenges do you think might come up with making this change?
I'm probably planning ahead, especially with my schedule.
So on the soft, I've heard you sort of focus on dinner earlier. What's one small change you would feel ready to start this week? Maybe something related to dinner or snacks.
I think I could try making a healthier dinner at least twice this week.
That sounds like a great goal. How confident on a scale of 1 to 10 that you can stick to that plan?
I'd say a 7.
A 7 is a good start. What might make it easier to stick to your goal and what could get in the way?
If I have an easy recipe ready to go similar to lunch, that would be helpful. But if I get too busy or tired, I might just order takeout.
Okay. So what's going to help, I think, is some of those handouts I sent to you is to, some of those have some healthy eating tips while eating out and let me know how helpful that is for you and see what we can adjust. And if that's not helpful, then I may find a different resource or, focus on a session on, picking out healthier options. And that makes sense. Let's brainstorm a few easy meals that can keep on hand. So even if you're tired, you have some quick options. How would taco salad, egg white enchiladas, taco casserole, muguga pan, or you could even do a del taca on cauliflower rice. The good thing about some of these recipes is they can be batch cooked and stored over the weekend, making it convenient and healthy during the week. How does this sound?
Yeah, that would help. I just don't want flavorless food.
I despise flavorless food myself. Every meal needs to be enjoyed. And if you have any feedback about any meal, let us see what we can do to make it better to support you in your goal related to your health. Could you see yourself trying some of these recipes if I send them to you? I will also
Yeah.
send some healthy eating tips at restaurants that are carbohydrate friendly, so you not feel like you cannot eat out with your friends. How do you feel now?
I feel like I'm about at an 8 now. I don't have to give I don't have to give up eating out with my friends, so that should be good.
It sounds like focusing on dinner, and focusing on at least incorporating those two healthy meals a week or cooking at home. It sounds like you've got a great plan in place and a good start with a couple of changes during dinner. Again, I'll send you some easy meal ideas as they come or tips for eating out, and we can follow up in 2 weeks to see how things are going with medication and what your glucose is and how you're monitoring it. Does that sound okay?
That sounds good. Thanks for your help.
You're welcome, Mitch. You've already taken some great steps, and I look forward to seeing how things go. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, Mitch.